Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the new moon that's going to be happening November 23rd, and the degree marking is going to be 7 degrees of Scorpio. Now, remember, I'm talking about the sidereal Vedic astrology placements, not the tropical Western. So we have this new moon in Scorpio, and it is conjunct Venus and Mercury, wide orb, but the 7 degrees placement is truly a deep placement. Now, Scorpio, we know, is a sign of deep intensity. It's a sign that deals with passion. It's ruled by Mars in Vedic astrology. And when we think about Mars being the ruler of Scorpio, it's this passion and energy. And I must say this too, while Mars is retrograde right now, it is opposing these Scorpio planets. Now, it's not going to be exact till December, so things are going to get heated up a lot more as Mars is in Taurus, retrograde, moving towards where the Sun is going to be in opposition. So I pretty much predict that this is the end of November. By December, when we get the Sun opposed Mars, there's going to be more conflict in the world. But right now, this new moon is maybe a place where we're trying to find some balance and peace. Maybe because, well, you know, Scorpio's intense, it's passionate, it's powerful, it's highly energetic. But the reason why I say there can be maybe some prospects of looking at peace and adjustment is because it is in the Nakshatra Anuradha. But it's the Sun and Venus and Mercury, which always travel in close proximity to each other, are going to move into the nakshatra that is called Jyesta. And that is going to be earlier on, a few weeks after this, like a few weeks after this new moon. That's where I see things getting much more serious and heated up. Why? Well, because Anuradha is the nakshatra of friendship. It's the nakshatra of trying to find a connection with others. Friendship, connection, and it's a much more peaceful nakshatra than Jyesta. Jyesta is the last degrees of Scorpio. So it is the last 13 degrees, 20 minutes of the sign of Scorpio. And within that portion of the zodiac is the star Antares, which is the star of war. So I get this is the time right before, this may be the calm before the storm, okay? And I think that Mars being retrograde is stirring things up, especially while it's transiting through the Pleiades, a deep place in the stars that deals with a lot of accusations and finger pointing and anger. That's all going to be happening all of November, especially after the lunar eclipse, so the full moon that happened prior to this new moon. Now, this new moon brings to light or a new beginning of what was brought to light. So there's some deeper, darker aspects that are about to evolve out of this new moon. And by the following full moon, we will see what kind of dire straits this can bring to the world. But during this time, we have the opportunity to tune in and find peace. And most of all, since this is the nakshatra that can deal a lot with friendship, is find likenesses with each other. Try to find the likenesses and try to find that which we like in other people instead of focusing on what we don't like in other people. This is going to have a healing effect. And in the United States, we have Thanksgiving around this time. This is the latter part of November, and what I want everyone to do is to really truly focus on what you're grateful for and what you give thanks to, because that's what we should do every day of our life. But at least we're focused on this day to give thanks. And it's a time of family and connection. So use this time accordingly. Now, a very positive aspect that I see occurring during this time is that Jupiter, being in Pisces, is casting a trine to the Sun, Moon, and Mercury and Venus. Remember, for this day, the Sun and the Moon are together. That's what constitutes a new moon, when the Sun and the Moon come together. So in Vedic astrology, it's called the dark moon. But it is a time that there's a new outlook and a new beginning. That's what a new moon is all about. It's where the Sun and the Moon initiate a whole new cycle for the month, as it comes to the full moon and then all the way back to the new moon in a month's time. So every month we get this new moon, a new outlook. But I must say, at the time of the new moon, the seed is so new, it's still under the ground. It hasn't sprouted yet for us to see what it's truly going to bring us. And I think there's a big lesson to be learned during this time. Now, the fact that Jupiter is aspecting the sign of Scorpio while it is in Pisces is very positive. It means there is opportunity for growth and spirituality. And it can even be a good time for growth in business. So Scorpio is very much business-minded and very productive when it comes to finances and money. So Jupiter's aspect to Scorpio could bring some aspects of a new way to make wealth. So even though there's lots of turmoil, the stock market, everyone's, concerned about war, it's a difficult time. There's always an advantage and always something that can be new, that is created, that is of need through what we're going through. And one of my things that's not new, there's nothing new under the sun really, but is the opportunity for spiritual growth with Jupiter aspecting from the water signs Pisces to Scorpio. This is beautiful. This is powerful. This is meaningful, that there can be enormous spiritual growth at this time. And it comes from what? Feeling emotions. And the water signs are relative to the water houses, which are 4, 8, and 12, which deal with healing through the emotional body. It is what we call a time of Moksha. Moksha deals with letting go. And what it actually means is eliminating the negative and being part of the spiritual life. So this is what I feel is an opportunity during this time with this new moon. And another thing is, we have Saturn is moving at a very low pace. It's only at this time moved a degree from its stationing degree. So we still have many concerns between now and through January, while Saturn is still in the sign of Capricorn. A lot is unfolding globally in the world. And as I said before, there is an elimination of the old in preparation for the new. And remember, a new moon is always a new preparation. Things are growing. I will say, though, that the moon during this time, that it's even in Anurata and in Scorpio with the sun, it is debilitated. So we are going to have to really work hard to find our spiritual truth, but it must be done now, and Jupiter does give light to this. But I have to say, because Mars is the ruling planet of this new moon, and it's retrograde in Taurus and aspecting this new moon, so much is about to come out. So much, the end of the year will be the grand finale, and moving on through January. I believe by next April we'll have a brand new world. But right now is the elimination and the healing process. Find the likenesses in others and connect with them. You know, we always connect to people when we find something in common. Even if it's as silly as the shoes you wear, you connect to that person. So there's something to talk about. So my point with this is find the likenesses with others, connect with them, find friendship, find beauty in the world, and make it a better place. That's what this new moon is going to tell us. And give thanks and gratitude to everything in your life that you're grateful for, because as you do this, it's going to create more and more things that you're grateful for. And that's the way you want your life to grow, with joy. And gratitude is the attitude that makes us more in alignment with healing and our spiritual purpose. So with that, I'd like to close. And always remember, you can find out more about me and my magazine and my Shooting Stars series, which is how we can stay grounded in our spirituality and our truth throughout the month. Check it all out on my website, my magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights, and my Shooting Stars series, which I am so proud and happy to be a part of. So go to galacticcenter.org, and always remember, if you want to learn Vedic astrology, the answer is the University of Vedic Astrology. Come join our beautiful, connected community, University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.